Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sport on YouTube, where today I'm joined by Connor and we're previewing Tottenham versus Inter Milan, the big game in the UEFA Champions League and a crucial one in their group, Connor.
Yep, certainly is for Tottenham. They need to win it in order to stay in it. And otherwise there will be no Champions League games in London, despite the advertisements going around London on the tube, on the stadium, which they currently aren't even in yet. So, yeah, March could be a very exciting time for Tottenham if they're still in the Champions League semi-final stages by that point. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see if they win this game first.
Well, they have to build a stadium first as well.
Yeah. Well, the stadium would be built. It's already built. They just need to put things in there, like toilets and turf for the field, you know. Otherwise, it's gonna be...
for the manager.
Actually, the turf's not bad. Actually, we're speaking too much criticism of it. There's tons of videos out there of the stadium already. It absolutely looks fantastic, and you know, it'd be great to see them finally play football there one day. You know, whether or not there'll be some point in the future or not, we'll have to wait and see.
Well, back to things on the pitch. They played PSV last time, and they got late goals from Harry Kane to turn around for a 2-1 victory.
Yeah.
So, how crucial is that result coming into this game? Will it help Spurs build the momentum that they need to get a result?
Oh, absolutely, because you know they lost the first game against Inter on their opening day of the Champions League, and you know really suffered from that point on moving forward. Losses against Barcelona really were tough to take for Spurs, and now they're in a situation where they're tottering on the possibility of elimination from the Champions League. So they really need to step up, and a good result against PSV last time out was really helpful for them in their ambitions to stay in the Champions League this season. And you know they'll be keeping their fingers crossed that they can keep on pushing on and continue this good form before they play their final game against Barcelona in 2 weeks' time, I think, after this game. So this will be a good one for them to win before going to the Nou Camp to play against arguably the best team in Europe right now. So
we obviously are touched on Harry Kane. Let's talk and have a bit of a controversial debate here. Harry Kane, Mauro Icardi. Take your pick.
Well, I think it's still going to be Kane, because I think Kane's a bit more of a complete striker. Icardi's a bit smaller on size than what Kane is, so I think that's where he struggles really. But you know, the Argentine's really good. He's been fantastic for Inter. They've struggled to really keep off the pressure for him at the football club, and as a result, now I think he's either captain or he's second captain at the football club. So you know, he's a fantastic striker. Bags in the goals for fun. Constantly one of the top goal scorers in Serie A in Italy, and you know if Inter don't go far in the Champions League, it won't be long until he's potentially out the door of that football club, because there'll be plenty of clubs that would love to see him play for them. I'm certainly sure that Messi would be an advocate for him to come to Barcelona because of that Argentinian connection already.
He was once in the academy at Barcelona.
Yeah, so definitely a return to there. It could be on the cards for him, but we'll have to wait and see what he can do at Inter still first. He's definitely one that the Tottenham defence needs to make sure that they get themselves a handle of. You know, Inter still got the likes of Nainggolan as well, and Perisic too, and Brozovic as well, that can all cause a bit of a concern for their defence. So there's plenty of attacking options for this Inter side that we haven't really seen in the Champions League for some time, and as a result, some of them may have gone a bit under the radar. Nainggolan, we've seen him at Roma before. We saw how well he could do for Roma, getting them to the semi-finals of the Champions League last season. So he's definitely a big player for the football club, and one that Tottenham will have to make sure that the defence is on top form for in order to handle it.
Sticking with Tottenham, obviously they got the result against Chelsea in the derby at the weekend. What's your take on that game and how well they performed against the London rivals?
I definitely think it shows potential for Tottenham moving forward. A lot of pressure was under Pochettino at the start of the season, with the fact that they haven't moved into a new stadium and the fact that they didn't have any signings during the summer in order to progress the football club forward, and many thought they'd taken a backward step. But I think now we've a couple of games into the season, form's come back into this Tottenham side, and now we're having the players like Eriksen, Dele Alli, and then soon to be Trippier and Sanchez as well returning from injury, Danny Rose too returning from injury, bring this Tottenham side back to full strength into a side that can, you know, potentially look to challenge on all fronts. points. It may be a bit more difficult for them to do it in the league now because they are far behind City and Liverpool in terms of quality on the pitch, with the clean sheets and the lack of losses that either side have had, because both teams are still undefeated. But in the Champions League, it's still all fair game because it's all knockout based after these next two games. But more importantly for Tottenham, they have to win these next two games in order to really stand a chance of getting to that knockout stage. And it all starts with a game against Inter Milan later on this week.
So you say about the importance of this game. Now here's the important question. Have you got a score prediction for us?
Yeah, I think because it's at Wembley and with how well Tottenham have been playing at Wembley recently, they had a good game against Barcelona, only narrowly losing that game. Good result against Chelsea at the weekend, and I think that's going to play into props into this one against Inter Milan. I think they're going to come out on top of this one. I think it's going to be probably about 3-1. I think Icardi will probably get on the goal scoring sheet for Inter, and Nainggolan and Brozovic will cause a bit of problems. But I think the likes of Eriksen and Dele Alli should be able to control his midfield, and the way that Lamela and Sissoko are coming into the frame as well for Tottenham. It's not a case of the striker in defence. I think this game's going to be key as to watching in the midfield. Brozovic and Nainggolan versus Dele Alli and Christian Eriksen, whether or not who comes out on top of that. Whoever comes out on top of that, I think, will end up winning the game. And in my opinion, I think it's going to be Eriksen and Dele Alli. So 3-1 for Tottenham for me.
It's a 3-1 win for Tottenham. Thanks for watching this channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe and all that stuff. We'll see you all very soon.